SGA election week is just a few weeks away here at UT, with 3 campaigns reaching out to students. One of those is the Baker-Atchley campaign with presidential candidate Jake Baker and vice presidential candidate Paige Atchley. Yesterday they released a video describing some of their ideas. Check it out.
Student Government President.
And my name is Paige Atchley, and I'm running for Student Government Vice President.
Everybody's been asking us what the name of our campaign is going to be, but we're not running on a verb. We're just running on our last names, because if we do get elected, we want you to know who you voted for and who's going to be in office representing you.
Our policy is different from the SGA campaign's policies in the past.
Paige and I are tired of seeing vague policy released by SGA campaigns. That's why we're releasing all of our policy in a what, how format.
Instead of giving you a long list of things that you don't really care about, we're giving you a short, concise list of things that will benefit you as a student at the University of Tennessee.
We're not just going to tell you what we want to do, we're going to tell you how SGA can actually accomplish it.
We think you should vote for us because we're passionate about the University of Tennessee and we know what it takes to get things done.
Every campaign promises you change, but we've started that now.
We're Baker-Atchley. Real names,
real results.
And here with us now is the candidate himself, Jake Baker. Jake, thanks for being with us today. We're really excited to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're excited. Okay, so tell me about how you got your campaign started and how you guys became a team.
Okay, well, the past few years at UT, there's always been 2 major presidential campaigns. But last year we kind of noticed that the student body was kind of looking for something a little bit different. So 2 campaigns formed this year, and then Paige Atchley and I got together and realized that there was potential for a 3rd campaign to be very successful this year. So we kind of got together and formed Baker-Atchley. Paige and I have worked together in SGA since we've been at UT. We were on freshman council together back in 2010, and now we're running together.
Well, that's great. So tell me about your past experiences with SGA. How have they shaped your campaign this year?
Okay. Well, specifically with SGA, Paige and I were both involved in freshman council our first year here at UT. And then since then, we've moved on to the Student Senate. I sat on the Senate Executive Board last year, and I'm currently one of the advisors for freshman council. Paige has also remained very active within SGA. So we kind of have a good grasp on the organization, and we think we have the leadership skills necessary to take it to that next step.
Awesome. Okay, so I know most campaigns have 3 candidates. Why are you guys just running alone?
Okay. Like I said, there's usually just 2 main campaigns, and Paige and I were the 3rd campaign to form. When we started our campaign, we didn't want to just bring in a 3rd person just to have a full campaign. Me and Paige thought we were the absolute best candidates for the position of president and vice president, and we didn't want to bring on a 3rd just to have that person there. We're very happy with the 2 people that are running for Director of Student Services. We think both of them could do an excellent job, and we'd have no issues working with them, so we didn't feel it was necessary to bring in a 3rd person just to have them there.
Alrighty, so I know you guys aren't running under a verb, and that's kind of your big thing, just running under your last name. So tell me a little bit about that choice you guys made.
Yeah. That choice seemed obvious to us. There's been a huge issue with transparency in SGA over the past few years, because you hear all about these campaigns for like a few weeks in the spring, and then after elections are over, you never really hear that much about them after that. So Paige and I are running on our last name so that if we do get elected, you actually know who you voted for and then who's going to be representing you. We think it's going to hold us accountable, because if people know they voted for Jake Baker and Paige Atchley, they're going to know who to turn to if they have a complaint, rather than a verb that is kind of ambiguous.
Okay, so speaking of Paige, tell me a little bit about your candidate, your partner.
Okay, Paige Atchley, she's definitely my partner in crime. She is one of the most passionate people that I know about everything she's involved in. Paige and I were on freshman council our first year together, and like I said, we've been working together ever since. She's one of the most involved people I know on our campus. She's absolutely great. I couldn't be asking for somebody better to be running with.
Sounds like a great partner you have there. So tell me about some of the policy points that you're most excited about, and something that maybe will make students vote for you.
Okay, I think one thing that sets our policy apart from anybody else is how we're releasing it. So many times I've seen campaigns release policy points saying that they want to increase safety on campus, but they don't really say how SGA can actually accomplish that. All of our policy, we're releasing it in the what, how format. So we're not just telling you what we want to do, we're going to tell you how we can actually accomplish that. So we have small things like we want to get Scantrons put in the pod markets because they're currently not there. And how SGA could accomplish that is by meeting with UT Dining and the bookstore to just kind of facilitate that conversation that students need that. We're also doing big things like hoping to create a walk-in clinic, like a Walgreens type minute clinic at the Student Health Center.
Okay, awesome. So tell me a little bit about your upcoming events for the campaign.
Okay. Our first major event is this Thursday night. We're having like a throwback Thursday in Humes Hall Multipurpose Room. We're going to have a cereal bar. The N64 is going to be set up, and we're going to have cartoons. One of the big themes for our campaign is Feels Like 98. That's when the Vols won their last national championship. So we're kind of going with the whole school spirit thing, like 90s throwback. But we're going to be there answering questions, just trying to get to know as many potential voters as possible.
Awesome. So you guys are going to Instagram some TVT pictures on
absolutely,
Throwback Thursday?
Absolutely.
So why should people vote for you?
I think Paige and I, we have the best ideas out there right now. So many times we've heard people say SGA is useless, SGA is pointless, they can't actually do anything on our campus. But our policy kind of sets us apart. We're telling you how SGA can actually accomplish these things that we're promising. Again, we're running on our last names to hold ourselves accountable, so you know who your candidates actually are. We're not a verb, we're actually people trying to make a difference on our campus.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming and being with us today. We look forward to seeing what happens in this election. To find out more about the Baker-Atchley campaign, check out their Facebook page, facebook.com/Baker-Atchley, and follow them on Twitter. Voting begins on April 3rd. After the break, we'll have your UT Sports Report. Stay tuned.